Kevin Stefanski full of shit.
Oh, wow.
He full of shit. You talk about instilling confidence into your players. How do you think that makes Shedeur feel? Every section of that, the backup is going to get 2 to 4 reps. Every time. 2 to 4 reps, just in case. The starter is not taking no damn 12 reps in a row.
You were doing with Joe Flacco and Dylan Gabriel. Now Dylan Gabriel is starting. You should be doing the same thing you were doing with Dylan Gabriel and Joe Flacco with goddamn Shedeur.
Houshmandzadeh is back in the spotlight, and this time he's going after Browns head coach Kevin Stefanski. The former wide receiver is firing shots over how Stefanski's handling of the quarterback situation, specifically with backup quarterback Shedeur Sanders, is completely off base. Houshmandzadeh is adamant that it's a huge mistake not to give Sanders a single first-team rep. In fact, he's gone so far as to say that in all his years in the NFL, he's never seen a team treat their backup quarterback like this. According to Houshmandzadeh, this kind of decision-making is only going to hurt the team in the long run. But is he right? Let's break it all down.
No. I mean, with a young quarterback, with Dylan starting, you want to make sure he gets a lot of the reps. Different when you have a veteran like Joe, I would tell you, Tony.
The whole situation kicked off when Stefanski casually dismissed the idea of giving Shedeur Sanders any first-team reps during training. His reasoning was more transparent than ever. And it wasn't just about giving Sanders a fair opportunity. It revealed a clear bias. Stefanski openly stated that he didn't want anyone, including Sanders, to take any reps away from Dylan Gabriel. This wasn't about team development. It was about his preference for one player over another. Houshmandzadeh didn't hold back in his response to Stefanski's comments. He strongly believes that Stefanski has a personal issue with Shedeur Sanders and is intentionally keeping his distance from the quarterback. According to TJ, there are only 2 possible explanations for Stefanski's behavior. Either he thinks Shedeur is a bust and incapable of playing, or he simply doesn't like him. TJ is convinced that there's no middle ground here. He feels that Stefanski's refusal to give Shedeur a genuine opportunity has nothing to do with development or long-term team goals. It's something more personal, and he's not buying the excuse that it's all about Shedeur's future with the team.
I don't know who the backup is. Yeah. You got to be kidding me. Either Kevin Stefanski thinks Shedeur Sanders is Magic City parking lot, straight ass.
Cheeks.
Or he just don't like him.
Houshmandzadeh didn't hold back when criticizing Stefanski's treatment of Shedeur Sanders. He pointed out that, in all his time with the team, he'd never seen a coach show such a lack of interest in putting a player in a position to succeed. TJ suggested that Stefanski's approach to Shedeur appeared more personal than professional, with favoritism clearly visible. He warned that if this perception continues, the calls for Stefanski's job will only grow louder, and the Browns' leadership may eventually have no choice but to make a change.
The fans gonna be saying, Shedeur our quarterback. Shedeur should be our starter. Shedeur should be the guy that starts game 1, week 1. Look what he did. They didn't want that to happen. And I don't know what's going on with Kevin Stefanski. It's almost as if, and I don't even want to say this, but I'm gonna say it anyway. It's like he don't want Shedeur to do well.
The fallout from this situation has been impossible to ignore. Stefanski's demeanor seemed to show a coach fully aware that his position might be in jeopardy. Houshmandzadeh doubled down on his criticism, reminding everyone that this wasn't the first time Shedeur Sanders had been overlooked. Back in the opening preseason game, Shedeur had a solid, mistake-free performance, yet Stefanski didn't give him any credit. Moving to the latest game, it seemed like Stefanski was framing Shedeur as the problem, almost as if he was trying to justify his own position. TJ even suggested that it looked like the whole thing was set up for Shedeur to fail, rather than giving him a genuine shot.
Well, like when he played well the first game, he was so off-putting, like, oh yeah, well, you know, we'll see what happens next. Like, he played great, man. He exceeded our expectations. He didn't say none of that. And so to me, it's as if they want him to fail so they can justify doing what they want to do.
TJ isn't the only one calling out Stefanski for his treatment of Shedeur Sanders. Former NFL star Chad Ochocinco Johnson also voiced his frustration, criticizing Stefanski's approach as nothing more than nonsense. Ochocinco pointed out that Stefanski needs to follow the same approach he did when Dylan Gabriel was the backup behind Joe Flacco. He firmly believes that Shedeur should at least be given some reps with the first team. arguing that the situation should be handled the same way as it was before.
Ain't normal protocol. You should be doing the same exact thing you were doing with Joe Flacco and Dylan Gabriel. Now, if Dylan Gabriel is starting, you should be doing the same thing you were doing with Dylan Gabriel and Joe Flacco with goddamn Shedeur. It's a bunch of trash, and all that is telling me is that Shedeur is not closer to getting the starting job.
Mary Kay Cabot also didn't hold back in weighing in on the situation, stating outright that there's no scenario in which Dylan Gabriel is a better quarterback than Shedeur Sanders. After closely observing Shedeur's performance, particularly his precision and efficiency in passing, Cabot is confident that if they were to line up in 7-on-7 drills, Shedeur would easily outperform Dylan. She made it clear that there's no way Dylan could come out on top in that matchup. Despite this, Stefanski continues to downplay Shedeur's abilities, which is fueling frustration among fans and analysts. More and more people are catching on to the clear effort to minimize Shedeur's talent.
Shedeur Sanders has been making a ton of progress. He looks really good. I've been saying this over and over again. If you put Shedeur and Dylan Gabriel side by side or one after the other in a 7-on-7 red zone drill, I think that Shedeur would probably win that drill much of the time. Or if you put him up.
Shannon Sharpe also came out swinging against Stefanski, questioning how the coach could expect anyone to believe that Shedeur Sanders doesn't even deserve a single rep with the first team. Sharpe called the situation ridiculous and insisted that something was off with Stefanski's approach. He made it clear that holding Shedeur back from any reps with the first team isn't going to be effective for much longer. According to Sharpe, this tactic is only going to cause more problems, and it's becoming increasingly difficult to justify.
But you mean to tell me Shedeur can't get 1 rep, 2 reps with the starters?
I mean,
out of 10 reps, he can't get 1.
Tjhoushmandzadeh has made it abundantly clear that he's not backing down in his criticism of Browns head coach Kevin Stefanski's handling of Shedeur Sanders. Throughout his career, Houshmandzadeh has seen various coaching decisions, but never one as glaringly biased as this. He firmly believes that Stefanski's refusal to give Shedeur a chance with the first team is not just a coaching decision, it's personal. TJ has openly stated that either Stefanski sees Shedeur as a bust, or more troublingly, simply doesn't like him. For Houshmandzadeh, there's no middle ground here. It's not about team development or long-term success. Instead, it's about Stefanski's apparent bias against Sanders, and it's a stance he's not willing to ignore. This isn't just a lone voice speaking out. TJ is joined by other former NFL players, analysts, and even local reporters who are calling out Stefanski's approach. Chad Ochocinco also criticized Stefanski, insisting that Shedeur deserves at least some reps, comparing the current situation to how Stefanski handled Dylan Gabriel when he was a backup. Mary Kay Cabot has echoed similar sentiments, pointing out that there's no scenario in which Dylan Gabriel is better than Shedeur. Meanwhile, Shannon Sharpe added his voice to the mix, emphasizing how ridiculous it is that Shedeur is being held back, questioning Stefanski's motives, and predicting that this approach will backfire. At the heart of all these criticisms is a shared belief. Stefanski's actions are undermining the potential of a promising quarterback in Shedeur Sanders. Tjhoushmandzadeh, in particular, is adamant that Stefanski's reluctance to give Shedeur a fair shot isn't just a coaching misstep. It's a clear sign of intent. And that's something that's becoming harder to ignore as the tension grows. So, what do you all think about this situation? Is Stefanski's decision to withhold first-team reps from Shedeur Sanders a fair coaching choice, or is it a clear sign of bias? Do you agree with Tjhoushmandzadeh that there's something personal behind this decision? Or do you think Stefanski is just trying to protect his starting QB? With all the criticism coming from former players and analysts, do you think Stefanski is making a huge mistake, or is there a bigger plan behind it that we're not seeing? Let us know your thoughts in the comments below.